I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart. In my heart I have.
Welcome back to another episode of the BOOM. I am your host, as always, Cam G, the man to the right of me. That is my host at this time. Phil Khan, the man bottom of your screen. That's my co-host / producer, Metalcore Mike. Gentlemen, we are back once again for another Wednesday evening. This time we are doing our AEW Double or Nothing predictions, which is this Saturday, I do believe. For Double or Nothing Sunday. They always kind of switch them Sunday, Saturday. So this Sunday, Double or Nothing predictions. So we're doing that this particular episode. Before I get into that, how is your Wednesday evening going?
I mean, if you couldn't tell, I'm in a really good mood today. Like, this is the best mood I've been in a long time. I'm in a great mood today. Like, even though it rained and I worked a little late today. But it was good. It was a good day. Like, today just seems so smooth and. Oh, that's a great day. A great day. No complaints. I mean, I have complaints. I always have a complaint. I'll bitch and moan about anything, but I don't feel like complaining today.
Phil?
Good day. It's a good day. It's hot as hell, but it's going to be cooling down over the course of the next couple of days, and, you know, it's a good day. So,
just wait till you get hit with the rain. Just wait. It's coming.
I'm fine with the rain. I want the rain. Get it over here. But yeah, overall good day today. And it was the go home show for Double or Nothing. So I was looking forward to seeing what they did tonight. We'll talk about it. Let's go.
We did get some good news this week. Just to let you guys know. Well, you guys knew this, but not everybody knew this, that had a little bit of scare with Miss Summer here. Her doctor 2 weeks ago had suspicion of a cancer thing on her, and went to the vet on Tuesday, and she's clear. Nothing. So
nice.
she don't have to. Yeah. So she's done with her medication. She's healed up from what she was dealing with, and yeah. My girls.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah,
that was good to hear.
We're healthy. Yeah.
Well, on that note, we're going to get into our AEW Double or Nothing predictions. Starting off, not in any particular order, but the first predictions. I'm gonna get the predictions for the match. I'm gonna start off with Kazuchika Okada taking on Konosuke Takeshita for the International Championship. Phil, who do you got?
I think we've kind of waited long enough for the title to be changing hands or whatever, but this one's very iffy for me because on one hand, I really just want to see Takeshita win this championship now because it is at a Double or Nothing event, and Double or Nothing is one of the biggest pay-per-views that AEW does produce all year long. But then on the other hand, I can see a world where AEW does want to kind of save that for an all-in, especially if they have Okada retained, they kick him out of Don Callis' family, and then they go to all in for like the final blow-off situation. So I've been kind of racking my brain on which kind of scenario I want to go for. I'll settle on the all-in aspect. I'm actually going to go with Okada to retain the title here. I could see either ways. I can see either situation happen. It's absolutely one of those two scenarios, but I think they'd probably want to save something like that for all in, and I'll just go with an Okada retention.
I think I'm kind of with you here there on that one. I could see Takeshita coming very close to beating Okada in this match. I think, to me, this is the breaking point with him as a member of the Don Callis family. I think he gets effectively kicked out after the course of this match. Probably, the rest of the Don Callis members come out and they just absolutely destroy
We
Takeshita
all
after
know
this
there's
match.
too many of them, so I mean,
Yeah,
there
there's
could
too many
be
as there is, anyways. Yeah,
there could be a ton of them getting
Yeah.
into this match, and then
Yeah.
they
Whichever
just kick out,
members,
or they
yeah.
do the kick out on the Dynamite after. I don't know, but like I mean, either way, I feel like they could possibly save this for All In.
Yeah. I could definitely see that too. Just having this be a big match thing. So I don't really think this is going to be their final match. So I'm with you there. Okay, again, we got kind of the teaser earlier with them in the midst of a tournament, which again was really just really giving us a taste of what we could be seeing with these guys. So I think they're definitely going to go a lot longer. We're going to see a lot more depth, I think, with this match here. So I can see it too. I definitely think Okada retains. And I honestly think that his time with the Don Callis family, I think is over during the course of this pay-per-view after this match. And then we get an even bigger feud now that he will be on his own. I think from the time when we get to All in August, we get these guys their final blow off for their feud and of course for the title. I think that's when Takeshita wins the championship then at All In. But Mike, to get your thoughts and predictions on this match.
So this is the one match on the card, and I looked at the card very, very closely tonight as I was creating our bottom scroll here because I put the match card together down below, championship matches, all that stuff, and I'm sitting here thinking about this. This is the one match on this card that is the most unpredictable. It can go either way. Okada can retain. Takeshita can walk out new champion. We can possibly see Takeshita get kicked out of the Don Callis family, but I'm going to flip the script. I think Takeshita wins the title, and I think Okada gets kicked out. Because normally Okada was with the Young Bucks and the Elite, and now the Elite is starting to form back together. And they're missing that one piece of the puzzle with Okada. So I'm going with Takeshita wins. Okada gets turned on and kicked out.
Interesting choice there. The next match we have on here, again, probably another tough one. Maybe another tough one. But I'm going to go with the I Quit match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. FTR taking on Copeland and Christian Cage. I would say this has to be Copeland and Christian's moment, I think, to win the tag team titles. I don't know. A part of me feels like maybe it's not. I mean, the last two pay-per-views, FTR has definitely pulled it out, and I didn't see them winning and retaining the championship. So, but here I definitely do see Copeland and Christian going on probably a short run. I really don't see them holding tag team titles for very long. Again, we have speculated and theorized that maybe they do a triple threat and do a TLC, probably at All In. With the Bucks included in this scenario, that's still potentially on the table. Again, I don't know if they go that far for their final blow off between these three tag teams, but again, we'll definitely have to see. But yeah, no, it to me, I think this is just kind of tailor made, or at least set up to have Copeland and Christian. I think really have again that real final blow off, and again, especially what's on the line, considering what's on the line, not just the tag team titles, but their future as a tag team and teaming together. I think there's just too much at stake for them to lose this match, and potentially, I guess you could say a blow to the tag team division right now. I think they are red hot. I think they look even better right now, I think, than the Bucks. The Bucks are really kind of just doing their own thing. They're not even really focused on the tag team titles right now as it stands right now. So I got to go with Copeland and Christian. I would love to see it. Obviously, Copeland and Christian, I've been loving the run that they're on right now. This is probably one of their final runs before both of them call it quits for their careers. So I would love to see them at least get one tag team title run before that happens. Mike, your thoughts and predictions?
I still want to stand. I'm still standing with what I said a week or two ago. Is you could tell Christian just does not want to accept being the babyface that Copeland is trying to get him to be. And another match. This is another match that I thought deep about. I was thinking about this match almost all day today, knowing that we were doing predictions tonight. I was thinking about this match deeply all day. And I still feel like Christian is turning on Copeland and FTR retains. I think our end goal here is to get another FTR Young Bucks match, and it happens at All In. Copeland and Christian not involved. Copeland turns on Christian turns on Copeland, and how I could see this match ending is them two like something just happens in the match, and Copeland goes up to Christian and just is like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like, kind of like surprised of Christian for doing something. I don't know what. But then Christian grabs the mic and goes, "I quit." And then they ring the bell, and Copeland's standing there like, "What the hell? Like, you lost the match." And then Christian just looks at him and goes, "You." And then he attacks him. That's how I could see this happening. And FTR joins in. And we have Christian with FTR. So I'm going FTR winning this match.
Phil?
It's Cope and Christian. It's Cope and Christian. They have done these. They have done this FTR title reign for not far too long. I'm not going to say for far too long, but I think the way that AEW has been kind of doing this title reign for the better part of the last couple of months, I have been wrong before with FTR losing these tag team titles the last 2 months, and I could be wrong for a third time, and if I am, I'll take it on the chin, but I just simply can't see it this time around. There's far too many stipulations enough as it is in this tag team match to make me think that Cope and Christian are done as a tag team. So just for the pure business of it all, with it being an I quit street fight, loser leaves, whatever. I don't even know what it is anymore. Cope and Christian become new tag team champions. And maybe we don't get that triple threat tag team or triple threat TLC match between the Bucks, FTR, and Cope and Christian. Honestly, I don't care what we get at All In. I just think that Cope and Christian are going to be walking in All In as tag team champions.
I certainly hope so. If not, if we are wrong in this scenario, I'm baffled. I don't know who beats FTR for the World Tag Team titles. I just don't. I don't know. The Bucks. I mean, would be the only option left.
The Bucks. But
so I guess.
But we've seen that like far too many times at that point for me to even care.
Yeah.
Like I love their chemistry and I love that tag team match every time that they do it. But I mean, they've done it so many times already. Like, I mean, you've seen one, you almost kind of seen them all, unless they try to do something big and spectacular again.
What that entails, I don't know. But
again, right. So
yeah, we'll definitely have to see. The next match is the Stadium Stampede. I'm gonna just say Team Jericho because there's so many people in this match.
Right.
Team Jericho taking on Team Demand. Again, this is going to be a massive melee. I think we all can agree on that one. Whether we are a fan of these kind of matches or not in favor of these kind of matches. I particularly am not a fan of these kind of matches. Like I said, the first one that we had, I thought was amazing. It was a combination of, I think, like a cinematic element and something we've really never seen, I think, in wrestling. It was definitely something special. So if they can kind of recapture some of that magic that they had with the first one, I think this is going to be good. Either way, it's going to be, I guess, a glorious train wreck, if you will, with this, and then with more people involved, it's going to be even more chaotic. I got to go with Team Jericho. I think maybe this was the point in starting the Jericho and Ricochet feud. A very odd turn because I didn't see this happening from them starting a singles feud and then them expanding this large.
To that,
But
to this
yeah,
extent.
so I think we're done after this with Jericho and Ricochet. There's nothing else to be explored. So yeah, move Jericho on something else. Move the Demand and Ricochet on something else. But I got to go with Team Jericho. If not, like I said, I'm just not sure. Maybe Jericho is just back to just continuously take L's. I don't know what else they're doing with Jericho if that's not the case. Phil, your thoughts and predictions?
Yeah, I'm going with Team Jericho here. On tonight's episode of Dynamite, we saw the heels get the win in that like 6-man tag team match that they had. I'm not trying to go like completely WWE 50-50 booking on this, but I felt like that was kind of just a way to get some sympathy, quote, on the babyface side of things. And then when it comes down to Double or Nothing and Stadium Stampede, we get the babyfaces to get the job done here. You're right. There's realistically not much more to be said when it comes down to the Jericho and Ricochet feud. Jericho put Ricochet over in his first match back in AEW when he did return, and he put Ricochet over in that spot in that regard. Now you do this whole Stadium Stampede thing. You get the big babyface win for Jericho. And then I guess if you want to explore again, maybe you want to try to get Jericho win one-on-one. But I just simply don't want to see that. So let's just get the win for the babyfaces inside Stadium Stampede and just be done with this and move on for Jericho to see whatever else he can do in AEW this time around.
I can agree with that. Mike, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it would be wrong to have them not have Team Jericho win this, especially with the feud that's been going on with Ricochet and now everybody that is involved in this. Like you said, Cam, this is going to be a train wreck. I am for this match. I am excited for this match. I am. This is one match that I am very much looking forward to on Sunday. So, yeah, I mean, Team Jericho's winning this match. I don't really know what more to say. Now, does this end the feud between Chris Jericho and Ricochet? Sadly enough, I don't think so. I think we got to get them. I think we're going to get them one-on-one one more time. Not at all in. Like, they'll do it on a special edition of Dynamite that's coming up. Maybe they do a Battle of the Belts 460. You know, I don't know. Like, I see them one more time going at it one-on-one, though. But Team Jericho does come out on top.
Yeah, like I said, I can agree with that. Like, I don't see them losing. Again, with this, this whole thing set up to be, Jericho's match and things like that, and the thing that he created a while back when we had the original one. So, again, I think it's just kind of it's just looking like they're going to win this match, or at least they should. Otherwise, again, I'm not quite sure what we're doing here. The next match, we have a fatal 4-way for the AEW Women's World Championship. Tekla taking on Sheeta, Jamie Hayter, and Chris Statlander. This was kind of random to me because I felt like we were going to get
random is an understatement with the way that this match is laid out.
I thought we were going to get Tekla and Jamie Hayter again, and then they just threw Sheeta and Statlander into this, and was like, okay, sure, I guess. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer here. I don't see Hikaru Shida randomly winning the Women's World Championship in some put together fatal 4-way. It's the same thing goes for Statlander. I think Tekla is retaining here. My dream scenario, I'm not holding my breath, but my dream scenario is Tekla retains, and then of course Mercedes Moné music hits, and we get obviously the face-to-face between Mercedes Moné and Tekla. We finally begin that feud for the Women's World Championship and probably drag this out until All In. And that's the match for All In for the Women's World Championship. But again, I'm not going to hold my breath. I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. So I'm having Tekla retain. I think that's just a no-brainer here. I don't really see anybody else winning the title. So, Phil, I'm start with you.
Yeah, I'm going Tekla. I mean, there's no realistic scenario to me where Sheeta, Hayter, or Statlander win the Women's World Championship here, unless they try to do that whole entire thing again when the whole Fatal 4-Way happened, and then randomly Chris Statlander won the championship. I mean, like, it was just at that point, it was just over my head on how that kind of worked out in that favor. But I mean, Tekla retains here, and she's holding that championship until All In, and I feel like she's losing that championship at All In until whoever wins that Owen Hart Cup.
Yeah.
We got a wild card now, and I feel like with what you were saying earlier about Mercedes coming on out to ultimately kind of drag this out until All In, I wouldn't be shocked if Mercedes was that wild card. Now, that wild card match with Windsor is not happening at the pay-per-view now. Windsor's not fighting at the pay-per-view anymore. So that match got switched out to Athena and Shirakawa, which we'll talk about later.
Okay.
But I still think Mercedes could possibly be that wild card, and then we could move on into the finals of the tournament. We'll have to just wait and see. But for sure, Tekla retains here.
That is an interesting development. I did not know that we had a wild card in the women's Owen Cup. I didn't watch Dynamite, so I didn't know that. So yeah.
Willow had to relinquish her spot. She's hurt.
Oh, alrighty. Okay. Well,
so best of luck for Willow. It's a shoulder injury. She disclosed that. So
yeah, best of luck to Willow for the shoulder injury as well. Yeah, I don't know who that wild card could be. If it's not Mercedes, I'm not quite sure. It makes sense. It fits like a glove, though. Honestly,
the thing is, that match is just not happening at the pay-per-view, though. So I don't know if just a return can happen for Mercedes in New York.
Yeah,
unless she's actually doing a match. So I don't know. It's weird.
Fair enough. I don't know. It's definitely a development in progress right now, so we'll have to keep an eye on that for sure. But Mike, your prediction?
I mean, for Mercedes to return in New York is the closest to their hometown because they're in Philly on Wednesday. So,
right.
And then after that, I believe they go across to the West Coast after Philly next week. So, if they're going to do a Mercedes return, it would fit more for Double or Nothing. I mean, Athena wins and then Mercedes comes back, pops up. I mean, her and Athena have such a rivalry, so it would only make sense. But anyways, Tekla's winning this. It's hurts me to say that because I fucking hate Tekla. I do not like her at all.
If you wanted to choose anybody else but Tekla, who would you want?
If I had to pick anybody else to win this match opposed to Tekla, Hikaru Shida.
Right.
Like, Hikaru Shida, hell yeah. I'm a huge Hikaru Shida fan. I think we all are. I miss the days of her having her massive, when she had her massive run back in 2020,
Shida's title run was great.
Like it was historic. I mean, the match. I mean, and then how she won the match at the belt at Double or Nothing in 2020 against what the hell is her name? I forget her name. But anyways, that was a great match of its own on how she won the match. Nyla. So if I had to pick anybody else, it would be Hikaru Shida. Because I don't think Chris Statlander, again, I said this many a times, I think they got past the time of Chris Statlander being champion. They would have to find the right time to put the belt back on her. And right now is definitely not the right time.
Not the time.
And Jamie Hayter, I mean, I don't feel like Jamie Hayter is in the position right now to become women's world champion because she's in the tag team that we want to win the women's tag team titles.
Yeah.
With Alex Windsor. So it's like
she's got other obligations for All In.
I think if Tekla, if not Hikaru Shida. So, but I think
it's just
Tekla
a fun
wins
question,
this.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping. I mean, I can only hope that Hikaru Shida walks out as champion. That'd be great, and I'd be for it. I would be. Because I don't like Tekla. So.
Speaking of the women's Owen Hart Cup, the next match, Athena taking on Mina Shirakawa. I think it's going to be Athena. I think that's kind of a no-brainer to me as well. Yeah. Like I said, unfortunately, we had the reshuffling. some of these matches in the tournament or whatnot have you. Like I said, I think it'd be Athena. Again, no, like I said, again, a dream scenario would have been Athena and Mercedes in the finals of this. Probably not going to happen. I mean, I guess depending on
It
what
could
the
happen
wild card.
now because the wild card is
It,
on the other side of the bracket. So I mean, it
it
could
just
realistically
depends.
happen.
It just depends. It's really up in the air. So it
It
could.
just
You're
depends on if it
right.
happens. Yeah.
It just really depends on whether or not they pull
If
that
she's
trigger
in
or
the
not,
if she's into the tournament.
or if she's in the tournament at all. I don't know who this wild card could be. So, but yeah, that's my dream scenario right there. I think that would be perfect. It would just pick things up where they left off, and they had a fantastic match before. So I think they would kill it in the midst of this tournament. But yeah, no, I'm going with Athena. I personally feel like, I mean, Mina being in there really is in place of Tony Storm being absent. I think that's who would have been in that spot if she was, available
I can
and
see
still
that.
active right now. So that's why I think Mina primarily is in this tournament in the first place. But I'll get you guys' predictions on this. Mike, I'm gonna start with you.
Yeah, like I said earlier, if they're gonna do a Mercedes return, this is the way to do it. Athena wins, Mercedes comes back, shock the hell out of Athena. That will tell us that it's gonna be Athena and Mercedes in finals. This thing because of them having the rivalry, and like I said, when Mercedes comes back, I feel like she's gonna come back as a babyface. Again, she's been gone so long to the point where her heel persona has pretty much, for the most part,
It's
gone.
diminished.
It's gone. And for her to face Athena, who is a heel, it would make sense. And now with Tekla being the world champion and Mercedes coming back as a babyface, there's pretty much the explanation of her turning baby. Plus, she could do the whole sympathy thing of like, I was just ignorant and all this stuff because I was holding all the championships and I lost sight of this and blah, 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 blah. And pull the heartstrings and everything like that. And then bam, Mercedes is a babyface. They could go different ways with it. However, Athena wins this match, and small prediction, I could see Mercedes coming back after she wins.
Phil?
Yeah, it's definitely Athena here. I mean, I like Mina, don't get me wrong, but this is Athena's side of the bracket to get to the finals. I'd be shocked if she didn't get to the finals. I know we're not doing a turn, we pretty much did a whole bracket breakdown one of these past weeks, but it's her side of the bracket to win. So she's got to get to the semis here.
Next match, we're going to go with the men's Owen Hart Cup quarterfinal. We're going to go with Samoa Joe taking on Will Ospreay. I think this is a very interesting clash of styles here. Kind of almost reminiscent of like Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. That's just the feeling I get from this style or quality of a matchup.
Yeah,
I like that comparison.
It's a good
one. It's a high flyer versus Samoa Joe, who's more grounded. And like I said, it just reminds me of AJ Styles and Samoa Joe.
Plus little hits of forearm here and there, and the style clash here and there.
That is very true. That is very true. He is heavily influenced by AJ Styles as well. I think this is another no brainer here. Will Ospreay wins this. I think me and Phil, I do believe, have him going into the finals. I have him in the finals against Swerve Strickland. From both sides of that bracket or whatnot have you. I think this would be a very good matchup. Also, it also cleans up their whole, miniature feud with Samoa Joe trying to get Will Ospreay to join the Ops or whatever. So that's a nice little thing that they kind of sprinkled in there as well. I'd be honestly shocked if Will Ospreay loses this match and Samoa Joe moves on. To be completely honest with you, as good as Samoa Joe is, I just don't see a world where he wins and beats Will Ospreay in the first match of this tournament. But yeah, we'll get you guys' predictions on this. Phil, I'm start with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's Will. I realistically don't think there's got to be any huge explanation in this. I think this match is going to be absolutely killer. I will love what this match will bring to the table at Double or Nothing. I'm very interested to see where they lay out this card. like how this card is going to be structured is going to be very interesting to me. Not just because I'll be there live and it's going to be like 5.5 hours long, but I think with the way that they kind of have these matches going, it'll be a very interesting night, just to see where things lay out. But this is Will Ospreay's match to win. No offense to Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe being in this spot in a world championship contender tournament makes sense because he's a former world champion and he's a legitimate threat to anybody. But this is Will's tournament, and he's going to the semis, let alone the finals.
Right. Mike?
Yeah, well, this is another hard one because when you look at this, it's so hard to sit here and think about Will Ospreay taking a pinfall loss to Samoa Joe or Samoa Joe taking a pinfall loss to Will Ospreay because these two guys are literally at the top of the AEW game right now in the world title picture. I mean, this match could go either way, but at the same time, yeah, this is Will Ospreay's tournament. It is. So I gotta say Will Ospreay wins. I do, for all intents and purposes. What I would like to see AEW do with this match, though, is something that we don't see AEW do at all, and have Will win in a DQ way. That way, Samoa Joe doesn't have to eat a pinfall or a submission, and you can keep. I mean, I don't think Samoa Joe would lose anything. He wouldn't lose any strength by numbers if he lost by pinfall, but it's still the thought. Like, do something different. Will Ospreay can win this thing by DQ, and that's that. And Cam, I like your comparison to the AJ Styles thing. I mean, you said about the forearm thing. I mean, the hidden blade is almost like his version of the phenomenal forearm. So, love the comparison. I do.
Yeah. I don't. It's just the matchup. When we look at it on paper, it just I don't know. It just strikes me as that. As such, the next match also is another men's Owen Hart Cup tournament. Bandito taking on Swerve Strickland. Again, I like this comparison here. I like the another interesting clash of styles here. Whether you like him or not, again, I know he doesn't really play a huge role on Dynamite. Outside of AEW, I think he is doing fantastic work. I mean, even within AEW, he has done some fantastic work as well. He had a banger match against the then world champion in MJF, and I'm talking about Bandito. I think if we're going to talk about MJF in a way that he is potentially, or maybe, he may already be, we're only in the month of May, the wrestler of the year for 2026, I think Bandito is also a close second, possibly third in that mix. He's just amazing right now. He's absolutely killing it. So I definitely am looking forward to this match. This could be the sleeper, I think, on the card itself. Now, going to the story which they have built here, which hasn't really been much, but we have seen in the past weeks where basically Swerve is basically taunting and calling out Bandito with the wanted posters. I guess that was specifically for this tournament or to set that up, which is fine because I don't really think they have anything to do with each other after said match is over at Double or Nothing, and then they potentially just go their separate ways. I wouldn't mind if they did something more outside of that, though. I mean, that's just me. I think that they just would have a great match. I think they have a great match here, and I think they would have future great matches as well. Again, it would be awesome to see the shocker to see Bandito upset Swerve, but I think that's a pipe dream. I don't see that happening. So yeah, I mean, again, to me, another no-brainer here. I think Swerve Strickland definitely wins this match. Probably of course, since he is now a heel and he's after power and things like that, probably attacks Bandito after the match to pretty much throw salt in the wound, and then probably Brody King comes out for the save of Swerve Strickland, and then of course setting up their next match. Of course, Brody King will still have to win his tournament matchup first as well, and right. I think they meet in the next round. That just makes sense. That's just simple math right there, simple mathematics right there. Not
And
really
that's a rematch
thinking,
from one of the shows
too
prior,
hard.
I think.
Yeah, they fought. I don't remember what show it was, Revolution or whatever it was.
It was a pay-per-view.
Yeah, it definitely was a pay-per-view. So that would be a rematch there as well. This time in a tournament form. But yeah, I got Swerve Strickland. I get your guys' predictions on this. Mike, I'm starting with you.
Yeah, it's got to be Swerve. Again, Bandito lost a lot of steam in AEW, on AEW television, Dynamite, whatever, since his feud with MJF. Like, that feud with MJF just happened, and then now Bandito is like a fart in the wind, basically. Like, you don't see him much on TV, and when you do, he does a match, woo-ha, and then that's it. There's no real storylining, nothing. Swerve wins this because of what Swerve is trying to build as himself, with this heel Swerve. And then, yeah, I mean, I could see that Swerve and Brody having their match. So it's almost like this tournament, like you guys said, is leading to Will Ospreay and Swerve in the finals, which makes sense. With Ospreay, that's the funny thing is Ospreay and Swerve both not really, creeping around the world title, but this match is going to determine who challenges for it all in.
Yeah.
So, Swerve wins this. That's, yeah.
And if we do get that match between Will and Swerve, it's a rematch from Forbidden Door 2024, which was for the World Championship. And that's when, there's a little bit of a catch there. So
I didn't think about that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So it was Forbidden Door 2024. And they were like that image of when Swerve was consoling Will for not winning the world title at the time, saying, "You're gonna get it, kid. Just be patient with it," or whatever. It's an image that I have in my head from that time. So like it's a time.
It's crazy how these guys before they went out for injury were teaming up.
Yeah.
And now they're set to battle, or predicted to battle, in the finals,
to be set to battle for the finals. Yeah,
for number one contendership.
So you see what I'm talking about when I always talk about the different dynamics of even if we've seen two wrestlers wrestle a lot or be around each other a lot, they can always go apart. One turns heel, one turns babyface, whatever, and then we come back and it's completely different now.
And you can say what you want about AEW and their booking style and their storytelling aspects, but I mean, this is 2 years in the making. Like this is a 2-year prospect of a predicted kind of story for the finals of the Owen Hart Cup from 2 years ago when they were facing off against each other for the world title. If you guys don't know, I'm going Swerve Strickland on this, but I mean, like, it's like a 2-year build to this to get to the finals of a world title. And if Will beats Swerve, that's a whole other kind of like full circle moment from 2 years ago. So it's a big thing if Tony Khan does want to go down that route. We'll see if it happens, but I'm sure it'll happen that way.
So
in my eyes.
Basically, Tony Khan did long-term booking without us really noticing it until now.
Like, I mean,
he treats his top dogs really well.
Right. Like, I mean, if the clues are there, but I mean, it's just
I don't know if he actually
either it takes a little bit for people to either figure that out, or it's just so coincidental, even though there's not really much of a coincidence in wrestling, that it just happens in this way. Like, I mean,
yeah, but Cam, whether he planned it or not, honestly, when you look at it, it really doesn't matter whether he planned it this way or not. It happened.
It's just a cool scenario that happened.
It's falling into place, which is good, which is a good thing for AEW because AEW has such a bad reputation for, booking and all that stuff. But yet AEW right now, for a lot of people, has more positive eyes on it than WWE does at the moment. So whether this is an accident or not, I don't think it doesn't matter. As long as it's working, as long as it's making sense and And crazy enough, it makes sense too. I mean, whether the guy eats donut powder or not, no, I don't know. But
Well, I'm just saying, I'm making it a point as to whether or not he laid this out this way. I doubt it. Honestly, I do, given that it's Tony Khan. So in a sense, to me, it does matter in that regard. But it's just falling into place. Like you look at the bracket right now, and it's right there in his lap. And all he has to do is just snap his fingers and make it happen. Like it's just so
it's
if he goes
easy thing to build.
If he goes a different route, it's like, what are we doing?
If he fucks this up, I will go on such a rant.
So that's
what I mean.
I don't think he's gonna fuck this up. I think he knows what's in front of him right now. I think he knows it, especially being the fan that he is. That's one thing we can't disregard.
He is.
We can't disregard the fact of where he is as a fan, even to this day. Even though he owns the company, even though he books, even though he does all the business stuff, we still got to remember that the guy is a fan, and he has. I mean, I've seen him have conversations on video with many people talking about pro wrestling, and the guy remembers more shit than I do. Like
the mind that he has for wrestling is insane.
My memory's not the best, but it's like when he mentions things, I'm like, oh my god, I forgot that freaking happened.
That guy's an encyclopedia and a half for professional wrestling. And I give him all the credit in the world for at least that regard. He has it in his brain to go this far. If he fucks it up, that's completely on him. Yeah. But it's right there for the taking if they want to go there, and they should.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good story. It'd be good, like I said, full circle moment. But the next match we have, we're going into the next match with Jon Moxley taking on Kyle O'Reilly for the Continental Championship. This match also will have no time limit. I'm reading that right now as well.
This was just made tonight, so just for your context there.
Oh, then I got to change the thing because when I looked, it said Will Ospreay.
Ospreay.
Yeah, on where I looked, it said Will Ospreay. I was like, Will Ospreay has 2 matches. Yeah.
Will Ospreay?
Where did you see that?
Where did you see this at? That had to be a typo.
That was definitely a typo because that's not happening. For context, Cam, you didn't watch Dynamite?
No.
Okay. For context, it was O'Reilly versus Moxley in an eliminator. Mox didn't lose. It was just a time limit draw, which means you still go on. So it was a 20-minute time limit draw, which is the reason why he's calling a shot, saying no time limit because you survived me. I didn't survive you.
I'm double checking my
sources.
I swear I seen Will Ospreay.
That was his explanation. He grabbed the mic afterwards and he's like, "Look, Mox, I didn't survive you. You survived me. We're doing this again, but no time limit."
So my source that I looked at, it did say Will Ospreay, but it just got changed because the edit stamp time says like 20 minutes ago.
Who was it?
So, yeah.
Wild.
Whatever source that was.
Wild. But I'm gonna get you guys' predictions on this. Phil, I'll start with you.
This was interesting because they're really getting behind Kyle O'Reilly. And it's strange. Like, I love Kyle O'Reilly, like, as a single star. Like, he's honestly really impressed me as a single star. But just out of nowhere, getting behind Kyle O'Reilly, like, it's just strange to me. He's beaten Moxley twice, both by tap out, then a time limit draw tonight to get to this championship match. It's not like, honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if we got a new champion on Sunday. I wouldn't be. But am I going there? No, I'm going to go with the Moxley retention. I just don't see it. But it wouldn't shock me if that makes any sense. Because they've been getting behind this guy for some strange reason. And it's honestly kind of worked. because people are getting behind him, but he's already like a trios champion. Then they were doing some kind of conglomeration tag team match later on in the night tonight on the Collision side, but it's Roddy that was in that thing with Orange. So like that's kind of a whole thing with the conglomeration. It's a weird situation. I'm gonna go Mox, but I would not be shocked about Kyle doing an upset.
Honestly, I think the conglomeration is turning into TK's very, very subtle, very quiet appreciation for NXT Black and Gold faithful. Honestly, so this
to me,
I'm
they're
with
the
you.
Brady Bunch of AEW.
This weird resurgence and appreciation that they're giving to one Kyle O'Reilly. Again, like I said, I didn't even know the guy was hurt, and they made this big deal about him coming back from injury. Didn't even know he was injured. Didn't know he was gone.
Right.
And again, him beating Mox twice. Again, we're several months, I think, removed from this actually happening for this match, because I thought this was going to be a major feud after freaking Blood and Guts. So and they just never picked up. So I can see it happen. I'm going with the opposite that you said. I think Kyle O'Reilly is going to become the new champion. I think Mox finally drops the title.
I wouldn't be shocked. Like, I mean, they've gone behind this guy so far enough as it is. You might as well go all the way.
Yeah.
Right? So, I wouldn't be shocked.
I could see it happening. I think they're trying to spread out some of these titles and highlight some of these guys that kind of just get lost in the shuffle, especially when
they're a double champion again, but I'm sure he'd be able to lose the trios championships at some point.
Fair. But the trio, I mean, but him holding a trios title strap, it's not.
It doesn't matter, and they probably lose
highlighting him
anyway, somewhere.
So I mean, heck, they probably could be thrown in some random trios title defense a week after Double or Nothing and lose the titles. I don't know. So yeah, I'm going with Kyle O'Reilly. Like I said, it's just too much backing. It makes too much sense. They've highlighted him so much recently, so it makes too much sense for him to win the championship here. Mike, your prediction?
I'm going Moxley. I'm not. Yeah, I mean, would it be cool to see Kyle O'Reilly win this match? Yeah, it would be. Again, they're kind of backing him and giving him this fun nice little push after coming back and winning the trios titles, which really have no importance to it anyways. No. So, but it's, you said he beat Moxley once already, right?
He beat him twice.
He beat him twice. So,
tapping out.
Beat me once, shame on me. Beat me twice, shame on you. Try and beat me a third time. Not going to fucking happen. And that's what it's going to be. Moxley's winning this. He's walking out still champion. I see somebody of more importance than somebody who's getting this fun little, shove towards something, beating him. I see somebody that's going to actually get, I don't want to say the rocket strapped on their ass, but at least,
it's a bigger name value than
Kyle. They kind of should, given the run that Moxley's on right now.
Yeah, it would have to be. It has to be somebody with a bigger purpose,
bigger name value than Kyle.
Like if you gave me Orange Cassidy to do it, then I'd be fucking for it. I'd be like, yeah, Orange Cassidy's got to win this match.
Another full circle moment.
Got to, yes. But Kyle O'Reilly, no, I'm going Moxley on this.
I just wouldn't be shot. That's all.
Yeah. Right. But gentlemen, we have reached the last match on this card. So last, but certainly not least, the main event for Double or Nothing. MJF taking on Darby Allin in a title versus hair match. If MJF fails to recapture the AEW World Championship, he will be shaven bald. I think we're probably going to be all in agreement here. MJF is winning this. I don't see in any world where Darby Allin retains his world championship. I think he gets back on track, becomes a 3-time world heavyweight champion. And yeah, like I said, the reign that was being talked about around the world, I think, with AEW, putting AEW back on track, and this uptick that they've been on for the last couple of weeks and months continues with MJF. So yeah, that's my pick. I think it's a no-brainer. We could be looking at a classic, I think, between MJF and Darby Allin. So that we'll definitely have to see what they give us there. Mike, your prediction.
Yeah, I mean, I was having a talk with Phil. You don't know him, but Cam, you do. John. I was having a talk with John. John is like the biggest Darby Allin fan. Like, I'm a big Darby Allin fan, but he's like a level up from me as a Darby Allin fan. Even though I have, the same tattoo that Darby has on his chest on my hand, he's still like a bigger Darby Allin fan. And he was excited when Darby won the AEW World Title. And I told him, I said, this was just to get that click before WrestleMania. That's what this was. But you can't take away what Darby Allin has been doing with the world title. Yes, he's been defending it a lot. And it turned in, and you hear a lot of people saying, oh, I don't like what they did with the world title because they almost have it like a television title. But just think of it this way. We're getting a world title match on TV. You don't have to pay for it. And you know who's walking out as champion, who's going to continue because we know the end game of this. But Darby Allin is putting the defenses in. And then he went on to say he doesn't like what they're doing with Darby, with him winning by the skin of his teeth, and he's exhausted also. But you got to look at Darby Allin. He's a fucking 120-pound soaking wet guy that, if somebody farted in front of him, he'd blow away like a leaf. Like, of course he's got to, sell like that. And for him to sell like that after a rematch brings us to this moment. His main event match at Double or Nothing with MJF. These guys are going to beat the shit out of each other. Just saying that right now. These guys are going to beat the shit out of each other to the point where Darby Allin is going to be so exhausted and MJF wins the belt back. Now, I said last week, what if Darby walked out continuing to be champion? Where would we go next? Well, you still have Will Ospreay and his whatever he's doing with the Death Riders. What if Will Ospreay just somehow turned heel? And he was 50-50 on that idea, which I can accept. I understand to be 50-50 on that idea because it's like when you think about Will Ospreay possibly turning heel and trying to get the crowd to hate the guy, it would be a hard task. Could it be done? It could be, but it would be a hard task to do. These guys are going to beat the hell out of each other. I see this world title match probably being one of the best world title matches in 2026, all around the world of pro wrestling. MJF is going to once again be the best world champion in professional wrestling. And, that reset button is going to be hit, and we're going to be right back to where we were 6 weeks ago. And the world is going to be right. Because MJF, could I see him with a shaved head? Like I said, yes, but not bicked. I see a number 2 buzzed, and that's that. He's not going to be as bald as I am. No glistering shininess coming off the head like I do. The light reflecting everything. No, we're not going to see that if it happens. But MJF is walking out as world champion. We're going to get that, and yeah.
Phil?
MJF. I mean, look, I said that from the very beginning that this whole world championship run for Darby Allin was A, not going to last long, and B, was all for the clicks of WrestleMania. The fact that Darby Allin won the world championship in the first place is the reason that this world championship run exists. I said that it would not surprise me if this is the only world championship run for Darby Allin in AEW. I still stand by that statement. It's not the fact that he's defended the title eight times in a matter of 30 days. This man is gonna have a memorable run as world champion, but it's because of the title defenses that he had along the way, not for how long the championship run lasted. This is MJF's title to win, and there's just no world where I see this man getting his head shaven. It's just not happening. I refuse to even see that happening. And if somehow, some way, Darby does retain this championship here, I'll give it a chance because it's Darby. But it's not the right decision if that happens. It's MJF all the way.
Well, gentlemen, that is all I got for you for 5/20/2026. AEW Double or Nothing is this Sunday, so we'll definitely have to see how our predictions pan out. But now it is time to plug yourself. Phil, where can we find you?
TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, PhillyMet _. I'll have a predictions video for Double or Nothing and a little bit of a longer scale for my own channel, so go check that out. I'll also have a vlog for Double or Nothing coming out on the channel probably within the next 2 days after Double or Nothing, because I'll have to be editing and getting things all sorted out with all of that. So stay tuned for the vlog for Double or Nothing. And I'll be live pretty much for the remainder of the week up until Double or Nothing, of course, because I'll be in New York. So I will be live for Friday Night SmackDown, and I'll be live for Saturday night's main event over on my Twitch. So if you guys want to go follow that, you guys can. And thank you for the 2-hour stream that we had tonight for Dynamite. Really good stuff there. And we're growing a community over there, so I love it. But yeah, stay tuned for all the socials, and you'll be able to find me with whatever I'm doing in the world of wrestling.
Mike?
I gotta bring mine up. Oh, there we are. Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, Metal Mike 714 is where you can find me. Don't do much on my personal social media. I just bullshit around on it. I have it to have it. Do game streaming once in a while, here and there. As far as on the network here, me and Kim will be back on Monday night for the Table Spot review of Monday Night Raw. If you did not see our State of the WWE address, go over to the Off the Top Media YouTube channel right now and go check that out. It was one hell of a fucking show. And we held WWE accountable for the most part. We did. I went back and watched it last night, Cam. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of what we did on Monday night. I'm pretty proud of it. So other than that, here with these two gentlemen on Wednesday night after AEW Dynamite, talking on the Boom about the show. Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/The Huddle Podcast, youtube.com/@The Huddle Pod. Trying to put a fun show together because we're going to talk about week 9 of the UFL as the playoff race is heating up. The Orlando Storm already clinched their playoff spot. DC Defenders, St. Louis Battlehawks are trying to clinch theirs this weekend. And there's a big battle between the Louisville Kings and the Birmingham Stallions for that final playoff spot. So huge weekend in the UFL. Big matchup between the Orlando Storm and DC Defenders this week and next week. 2 weeks in a row they play each other. So I'm excited for that matchup. But join me 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Twitch.tv/The Huddle Podcast, youtube.com/@The Huddle Pod. Find us on social media as well on X and TikTok and Instagram @The Huddle Pod, as videos are posted almost daily.
As for me, you can find me right here every single Wednesday night with these two gentlemen talking about some AEW Dynamite. Next week will be the fallout of Double or Nothing, so very excited for that as well. Of course, with me and Medical Mike every single Monday night with Monday Night Raw, back on our regularly scheduled Monday Night Raw. Of course, as Mike said, definitely go check out our WWE State of the Address. I think it was a fantastic show and held WWE accountable. And of course, got out some of our grievances with, just the programming overall with WWE and how that's been as of recent. And then, of course, on my socials, primarily at Cam's Wrestling Corner on TikTok, I am currently about to post my men's Owen Hart Cup tournament predictions. So definitely go check that out as well. I'll probably have to redo my women's one now that there's a wild card involved. I was not aware of that. I'm glad Phil said that because I would have been all messed up had I posted that video. So we got to redo that. So definitely stay tuned for that as well. And that's all I got for you guys. We'll definitely be back next week with the follow-up for Double or Nothing. And as I always say at the end of every stream, love, peace, and prosperity. And we are out.